The Docket is Northeastern University's new justice reporting lab and online publication. The site's work will be integrated into the School of Journalism and tell the stories of the surrounding Boston community. To get a better idea of how the project developed and how it will function after its launch, I talked to the graduate students and faculty behind its creation.
I came in as, I guess, sort of a shepherd of sorts, as sort of a point person on faculty along with a couple other people who are helping Docket think about how they can imagine themselves as a new site, what they can be drawing on from past resources here. And one of those past resources is a site that we've been running for the last 2+ years called Homicide Watch Boston. And Homicide Watch Boston is something, is a site that covers every single homicide in Boston from crime to conviction. And we had a very rigorous program for a while where students were going into the courthouse and covering these different hearings, and basically capturing stories that are often go missing, and documents around them, because often when a murder happens, there's a big splash the day that it happens, and perhaps you'll get sort of sense of what happened in a trial if it's a high profile case. Otherwise it vanishes. And these stories of the people who are affected by these homicides are often people in Boston's inner city, and they're not deeply reported on. So that impetus to sort of cover more deeply Dorchester, Mattapan, Roxbury, these neighborhoods that we inhabit and border here at Northeastern, is part of the mission of the Docket. And I really very much view the Docket as a 2.0 version of Homicide Watch, looking at justice issues writ large across the city.
I think that there's a really big problem in journalism schools with how to navigate sending kids out to the community to do projects for class, and those things never seeing publication. In my experience, they're not doing a great job, and so you have these kids, many times they are more privileged, kind of parachuting into the neighborhood, talking to people, writing a story, and then the story never gets published, and the students disappear after the semester. So if we can have some consistency, and if the Docket can kind of be built into Northeastern's department of journalism, I think that we can undo that cycle, or we can break that cycle and have a relationship with the community that is better for everyone involved. And that's what I really would want to see out of this, is so that the community looks at the Docket and sees that we are doing a good job and we're respecting their stories, and that we're not just sending people out to tell stories that are only good for the storyteller.
The meaning or the point of this work is to have a lasting impact and to say something for the communities where this is happening. So how can we expand the impact? How can we expand the team who's working on this, and how can we involve the community more?
I see it as a really important vehicle for the School of Journalism to have a place where students who are so passionate now about issues of social justice, to have a home for those stories and a home to collaborate with each other, and also a great jumping off point for the journalism school to collaborate outside of the School of Journalism with folks in criminal justice and sociology and looking at data, and the labs here working on data, digital humanities, art and design. I mean, there's really no limit of where this can go with some vision and some passion, and I'm really excited to see it taking off.
We think that having it as a part of the curriculum is a guarantee for content, but is a guarantee that this journalistic work goes places. So as of right now, we have talked to faculty about just incorporating it into the curriculum. Nothing definitive for a class, but that may happen in the future. I'm really looking forward to next semester, because I think that we will have set for ourselves a really great framework going forward and for a sustainable organization. And even though Emily is leaving us, I'm excited to see how she can still contribute and still be kind of our sounding board and a mentor as we go forward.
We are always looking for more collaborations and more pieces. So if you have something, a story that you want to tell and you have an idea, like we want more collaboration, we want more team members on this team.
We've already let professors know that they should be thinking about assignments that could work as stories that could find a place to be published in the Docket, but also from past experience, I think having a class is really smart. So we're hoping to have a class possibly as early as next spring, where students, Boston justice issues are their beat, and they're cultivating and working on them, and smaller pieces, bigger pieces, digital stories, audio stories, and then putting them on the Docket. But I think there's something nice about having a home in a class classroom setting.